So I'm here at Tom Chapman Hair Design in sunny Devon, Torquay. Just going to have a chat with Tom about his journey in barbering and hair and his numerous charities and events that he's involved in. So Tom, tell me, where did your journey in hair start and barbering from the beginning?
From the beginning, it started about 14 years ago with Tony and Guy. Started off, you have to choose whether you're going to do cutting or colour. I went down the cutting route. It was always my favourite thing to do from the moment I started. Tony and Guy at the time, weren't allowed to use clippers. The days before Kevin Lutchman, it was just scissor over comb only, which is good because it taught me good scissor control. Taught me to good scissor over comb techniques and good discipline. But I found a bit more of a passion for men's hair. I was into punk and I had mohawks, and my friends had mohawks, and there's only so many mohawks you can do with scissor over comb. So I went out and got a pair of super tapers originally, most common clippers out there, and just taught myself, learning through mistakes a lot of the time to start off with, and it just grew. The passion from that grew. I went on, moved to a couple of other places, and then about 4 years ago I opened my own place, and that gave me the freedom to do what I wanted to do, which just become men's hair. It was something that other people noticed about me first, and said to me, your men's hair is better. It's really good. So I think being in the hairdresser world, and we're not actually taught men's hair on hairdressing, I think less people specialise in it in a unisex salon. So it stood out, the work stood out a bit. And then coming here, like I said, I had the freedom to do what I wanted to do. I started doing more clipper work and getting more into clippers. And then Grant from Fab Wholesale asked me to do some education for him and wanted me to do men's hair. And at first I thought, what? Like, why are you asking me? But I did the first one, and it went really well, and they booked me for one course that year. I ended up doing 6, which all sold out, and locally it was a success, and it meant my passion grew even more for men's hair. So yeah.
Perfect. And tell me what kind of style that you're specialising in right now in January 2016.
I think fading's still current. I think that will stick around for a long time, but I think variations of it, different sort of hard parts, different different sort of fading techniques like burst fades and drop fades, and people are the clientele are becoming more educated in these things as well. Although I think the classic pompadour kind of 40s 50s look is kind of fading out a little bit, and there's more texture, and the pompadours and quiffs are starting to come forward and a bit looser, as well as coming right down and getting some crops coming back. There's talk of longer hair coming back. I think it will for some people. However, it's a long process growing your hair out, and I think for a lot of guys, they get fed up. They'll do it a couple of times and they're like, nah, this doing my head in, get it off my ears. So I think that clipper work will always be there. Some people may grow it long, but I think clipper work's very strong still.
Okay. So you seem like you've got quite a vast knowledge of styles. Has any of your work been published before?
Yeah, last year for the first time, I had some work published in Modern Barber. That was fantastic. I had 3 pieces from my 13 collection, which I did right at the beginning of last year. I launched that, and I also managed to be in Barber Envy. I had a feature in there, which was amazing, a big honour. Hairdresser Journals Men. I had a different shoot in there. And then was in the front cover of Professional Barber as well with my Stay Gold collection. So it was a bit of a mad year. It was a dream to have some work published, since I was young and it first started out, and then to have sort of 4 or 5 bits in 1 year is just unbelievable. And I've the latest shoot that I did, Extempore, was going to be in Hairdresser Journal Men in this year. In the May issue, I think, so that's really cool. And we got another shoot for the 7th of February, so I'm going to try and do something a bit out there for this one. I'm not sure whether it'll get published, but it's it's something that just trying to push boundaries and do a bit of avant-garde stuff and just think something different rather than the same. Same old.
Okay, so obviously getting published so many times is a testament to your actual work.
Yeah.
Who has been your mentors, if you was to name some names, over the period of your career?
Yeah, I mean, when I started off, the first person I started that hired me in Tony and Guy was a guy called Tim Milam, and he was a session stylist and helped develop the TG products. And I saw him on stage as an 18-year-old, and that was a big inspiration for me. And then more recently, Pat Barry has been a fantastic mentor to me. I had a Facebook call from him one day. I was sat with my other half, Tanil, and I was like, Pat Barry's calling me. I thought it was a mistake, that sometimes you hit the call button. But yeah, it was him, and we had about a 3-hour chat, and he just said that he'd seen my work, and he'd seen the sort of idea of the Lions thing that we're just about to start up, sort of thing, and he's been a fantastic mentor and helped me with a lot of things. He's a great guy, a very genuine guy, and I'm very, very proud to call him my friend. He's done a lot in the industry, and he knows a lot. So he's very willing to share as well, which is amazing. Because some people don't want to share, do they? Some people will try and keep their secrets, but I think together we're stronger. And if we can teach each other stuff, then the industry gets better, doesn't it?
So nearly every interview I've done recently, Tom,
Yep.
Your name keeps cropping up alongside the Lions and your work. Tell me a little bit about these charities that you're involved in.
Well, the Lions we started September last year. It's for suicide prevention awareness and men's mental health, which is a huge problem. We decided the suicide idea was a friend of ours, Paul Mack, and one of the Lions. He suggested suicide, and I lost a friend to suicide 2 years ago, and I couldn't think of anything. Any charities, any help, any organisations, I couldn't name one. So I thought this is obviously something that's very, very important, and it's such a big problem. It's the biggest killer in under 35s. 4 out of 5 suicides are men. Torbay has got twice the average rate of suicide per 100,000 population than anywhere else in the country as well. So it's a huge problem which isn't addressed. So through the Lions, we want to be able to create this program called Barber Talk Training, which will enable barbers to be able to recognise, talk, listen and advise their clients, and recognise the signs of mental health and depression and suicidal tendencies, so that they can ask them the right questions and help them, and then point them in the right direction. Like I said, we're trying to create a first step rather than turning people into counsellors. I mean, as barbers, we have a lot of trust. I was told yesterday, I met with Nick from Bluebeard's Revenge, and he was saying that barbers is the most trusted profession out there. So it's kind of we should take advantage of that to help people. And if people got trust in us, they're more willing to open up. And I'm sure people hear all sorts anyway. So why not direct it in a way that we can really, really help people? And that's, we're working alongside Papyrus and Pieta House, but there's lots of great charities out there and organisations that are there to help. We're also I'm putting on a hair show in Torquay on the 1st of May, which is it's unisex hair. We've got Luca from Chop Chop coming down. He's going to do a bit for us on stage. It's us guys, guys number 4, who's a unisex salon in Plymouth, and then Caboodles in Torquay, and South Devon College next to college, and we're all getting together as a local show for local people, to creating opportunities for people as well to be on stage. I think the capacity is about 1,000 there, so hopefully we can sell out and get a big crowd there and create an opportunity, but also raise awareness for the Lions and suicide prevention and men's mental health. And I'm also doing it with a local charity called THHN, which they help provide holidays for unfortunate situations with children, and down here and away other places. So they do a lot of work, and the guy who runs it's one of my clients. So I'm trying to help him as well. So it's all really good, positive stuff, and we're creating opportunities out of it as well for other people. With the Lions doing work at things like Barber Connect and Barber Bash and all those sorts of things, it's creating opportunities too. Is it a registered charity? It's a non-profit organisation at the moment. To become a registered charity, you have to have an X amount in the bank first before they even, allow that. In a nutshell, you need to dive through fire hoops. Yeah, basically, yeah. Okay. What are your thoughts on barbering events such as the Barber Bash on the one hand being like a micro
event, and something like Barber Connect on the other hand, which is obviously massive.
Yeah.
What do you think these things bring to the industry?
I think they've both definitely got their place. Gary Spencer is doing great things with the Bash, because it's, for me, it feels like, for someone who's always been into music and you know, going to gigs and things, it feels like that kind of live event where you're going to go and it's a bit more sort of rock starry kind of edge, fun, have a few drinks, watch some great people at work, and get inspired and motivated, and really good networking under a more sort of relaxed kind of environment. And then you've got the Barber Connect, which, you know, Matt and Dan do an amazing job with, and it's a very serious you know, showcase for all the different industries, products and tools, and I think it's a fantastic serious, you know, it's kind of, you know, a very serious direct business opportunities, you know, it's networking for a whole different reason, you know. So I think they've both definitely got their place, and they're both doing amazing things. I mean, Barber Connect going to 2 days this year is fantastic, and the Lions have got a stand there. So yeah, so we'll be there. Although I am getting married on the 25th of June, so our honeymoon may be at Celtic Manor.
Not a bad place to have your
No, it's not bad.
By any standards.
Yeah.
No, I was quite impressed when I was there, because I left something in the car and the whole place is quite sparse.
Yeah.
So it's quite a good walk. So I've come out to the reception area, asked the concierge how I can get down there, and he said, "Oh, we've got a car to take you down there."
Oh,
it was literally
brilliant.
an X5 BMW, took me down to the van and then back again. So,
Chauffeur driven.
yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently they've got Bentleys there as well. So
Okay. It won't be long.
you'll be in good hands. And talking about big events, you was a finalist to the World Barber of the Year. Tell me how you get selected for this, because obviously some viewers that are watching, some of the younger guys, might want to aspire to such a...
Yeah, I mean, it's generally the same with a lot of the competitions. You get some of your work together. I mean, I think that was between 3 and 6 images, and you send it over to Wall Direct, and then over a period of time they make the decision. And I got an email to say that I'd made it through to the live finals at Sound International, where it was 2 heats on stage. So there was 4 in one and 4 in the other, and I was very lucky to be on stage with Paul Mack and Davey Walker, 2 really good friends of mine. So that made life a little bit easier, you know, a little bit more comfortable. But it was a good group of people on stage, some really good quality work. Miguel Nomad Barber was there, Jack Pullen was there. Obviously Jamie Dunning won the event himself. Who, you know, he's great, really good, really comfortable on stage. But I understand he'd been in the final the year before and didn't quite make it. So he was, he did really well. It was a great event, a great experience. And I'd totally tell everyone to have a go at entering these competitions. It doesn't have to be a professional photo shoot. It can be your own, you know, work from the shop, you know, behind the chair sort of thing. But yeah. It's a brilliant experience. Enter everything you can, and it helps raise your profile and helps you meet other people as well. So it's definitely, I advise everyone to have a go.
Okay, so we've spoken about photo shoots and the Lion Collective charity. You're organising a lookbook photo shoot.
Yeah.
Tell me how this will benefit both the charity and barbers who purchased the lookbook.
Yeah, okay, so we're putting together, all the barbers are putting in an image or 2, and we're going to publish this book alongside with some help. We've got some sponsorship and things like that to help pay for this. But it's going to be sold through Barber Connect. The guys are, Matt and Dan again, once again, doing great work, and they said they'll distribute it for us, so when it is available, we'll be able to get it from them. It's going to raise awareness for men's mental health and suicide, and just by being there, people will pick it up and they'll see it, and that's the key for us, just to try and get it out to as many different people as possible, educate the barbers, educate the clients. For the barbers, they're going to have a directory of haircuts from people like Darren Pittman, Darren Jones, Davey Walker, Jack Ludlow, Pat Barry, Diaverce. There's a lot of guys in there. The Green Brothers, there's loads of them in there. So it's going to be an image from all the guys, and hopefully we're going to try and make it an annual thing.
subject to everyone
Yeah.
obviously showing their support.
Yeah, well, that's it.
I'm sure they will, based on what you're aiming to do.
Yeah.
Everyone will show.
And we're trying to make it at a reasonable price as well. We're not going to overprice it. We're looking at like £15, £20. I'm talking to Matt and Dan what they think. That's including VAT. That's just the price straight out, and they're going to distribute it for us free of charge to help us cover the costs there, which is once again amazing support from them.
Okay, perfect. So with all the competition entries and the charity, your education program and putting this shop together, out of everything that you've done, what would you say your one greatest moment in barbering was, if you was to try and
one greatest
that?
That's a tough one. I mean, I've had such a mad year. I mean, I think if you say 2015 itself was just phenomenal. For me, it started with 13 collection, and that was to go alongside my education, and then it just snowballed really last year, which was phenomenal. Met some amazing people, like I said earlier on, Pat and Davey and all the rest of the Lions, and being on stage at Sound International on the wall stand, which is something which, a bit of a dream since I first went to Sound International, because it's always the stand with the loudest music and dancers and all that sort of thing. To actually share the stage with the likes of Davey and Paul and that as well was brilliant. Setting up the Lions, I mean, it was just a mad year, and hopefully this year we can continue, continue with everything, keep the ball rolling, and try and ride the wave and do a bit more, and hopefully take it to the next level, working with some local colleges to try and bring men's hair into the hairdressing MVQ, because a lot of them leave without knowing anything about men's hair. So now it's a case of trying to use what we did last year as leverage to try and help others, and I believe in education. I think it's huge, and if we can do that with the colleges and stuff like that, it just helps. It's the future of the industry, isn't it, really? So if we can do that, then that's great.
And you've kind of just touched on education. I want to go a little bit deeper into education, because I know you're quite prominent in education in the Devon area in particular.
Yeah.
Tell me what someone can expect if they came onto one of your workshops, if you like.
Yeah.
Let's start with the workshop.
Yeah, I mean, it's predominantly I tend to be educating hairdressers rather than barbers as such, and it is a case of teaching them about clippers and clipper care, looking after your tools, looking after what products to use, those sort of things, and then the basic clipper skills like the fades and the tapers, and lining up and all those sorts of things which they don't know about because they've never been taught. Like we said earlier on, in women's hairdressing MVQs, you don't have any men's hair at all. So that's basically what I cover. But we do more advanced fading stuff as well. And this year I've actually got a couple of courses coming up with Fab Wholesale in Exeter, editorial work. So we're going to teach the guys about editorial hair, and then we're actually going to take photos, and they're going to do models in the afternoon and take photos at the end of the day, so they'll have a photo to take away with them, which then they can go and enter into competitions and stuff. Because last couple of years asking people, they always say, I really want to enter competitions, but I don't know how to take the photos, or how do I get a photographer? So I come up with the idea of doing a editorial day.
Yeah, so basically after attending your course, they'll be able to basically learn new techniques and hit the ground running, because they can showcase their work with a professional photo.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes very good sense to me.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like I say, if any of them do very well out of it, I mean, that'd be fantastic for them as well, and hopefully project them into the competition world, or magazine publishing, or whatever they want to do,
Or just get a job.
Just get a job, yeah, maybe.
And education and shows, right here in Torquay, you're planning to bring a big show to the southwest area, Torquay in particular.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about the show.
Basically, the show is going to be called Hair. This year, hopefully, it's going to be an annual thing if we can get it. If it goes well, it's just going to be called Hair. But this year, it's going to be about hair through the ages. So it will start off with turn of the century and work our way up to modern day future. And that's a combination of working with the guys from South Devon College, Exeter College, us, Luca from Chop Shop in Exeter, Caboodles and Number 4 in Plymouth. And we're all going to just be doing our own little section, but it's going to be high impact, very much for everybody, not just hairdressers. So it's going to be high impact catwalk kind of sort of thing. And so capacity is 1,000 people. Hopefully the tickets will sell well and we can create opportunities. It's going to be filmed. Next week I'm going to record all voiceovers for the intro videos and all this sort of stuff. So we're really trying to, make it a big thing, and that's all for charity. So for the Lions and THHM, it's a brilliant venue. It's a club, and it's got a big balcony around the outside. So we have a VIP area up on the top, and just really going to try and create something for down here because there doesn't seem to be anything, and it'll hopefully create some opportunities for people.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
You're more welcome to come down, Larry.
Yes, I will be down for that.
Yeah, excellent, man.
And in closing, Tom, I mean, as a big educator in barbering techniques and hairdressing techniques,
today,
the barber man being a barber man, I'm quite interested to know your toolkit in terms of clippers.
Yeah, I've kind of developed a little bit of an addiction, I think, to clippers at the moment. So I started off with super tape, as I said earlier on, and I've got like so I've got super taper, cordless, chrome style. I just got sent over the Legends from Mark Painting in Canada. He sent me over a pair of them, which I've just had about a week or two, and I'm really, really enjoying those. They're nice. That's my first pair of American clippers. But also, I've got the detailers, and then go on to the Andis Superliners and Trendsetters, US Pros, all those. I've been through them all. Now I'm looking at the Oster 76 Classic. So I'm always watching your videos and learning as well. Learning about the different motors and the clipper care. Which if I learn more, then I can then teach more. So I think it's really important to keep up on what tools you're using and know why you're using things as well.
What is, just a very quick question because I've got a client on the telephone. What is your go-to clipper at the moment in closing?
I think I've fallen in love with the Wall Legends at the moment. Literally just got them. I have got a new pair of Andis, which I only got them yesterday, so I haven't had much chance to use them, but I really like the feel of them and the weight and the running speeds feels really good, but I haven't had a chance to use them yet. So I had a little play around with them and out of the box, as you do. Okay. But yeah, they all look really good.
Tom, thank you very much for that interview. Appreciate your time, and I wish you the best of luck with your Lion Collective, your academy, your lookbook, and your appearances on stage.
Thank you very much.
I wish you well. Thank you.
Cheers, Harry. Nice one. Thanks, mate.